Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Cycle on Global Television. Coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja, I am Ramsey Enoch Agbo. A quick reminder that Global Television is on the STV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Vice President Kashim Shettima has urged political leaders and Nigerians to approach the 2027 election season with maturity, tolerance, and patriotism, warning against divisive rhetoric capable of threatening national peace and stability. He also assured Nigerians that the federal and state governments were taking steps to ease the economic hardship facing citizens. Shettima spoke after observing that Eid Kabir prayers at the Ramat Square Eid Grand in Maiduguri, Borno State. As Nigeria marks Children's Day 2026, the Benue State government has renewed its commitment to promoting inclusive education and strengthening support system for children with special needs across the state. The Special Advisor to Governor Hyacinth Alia on Women Affairs and Social Development, Scholastica Benson, made this known during a Children's Day visit to the Benue State Rehabilitation Board in Api. Felicity Ndere tells us more.
Children with special needs in Api join millions of others across the country to celebrate Children's Day 2026 in an atmosphere filled with excitement, laughter, and renewed hope. The visit by the Office of the State Coordinator of the Renewed Hope Initiative highlighted the importance of inclusive education and equal opportunities for every child, regardless of disability, background, or social status. Speaking during the event, the State Coordinator of the Renewed Hope Initiative and Special Advisor to the Governor on Women Affairs and Social Development, Scholastica Benson, described children as the foundation of the nation's future and called for greater collaboration in protecting their rights and nurturing their talents.
There are people that sometimes the society tend to forget, so I felt this would be the best way for me to celebrate Children's Day. And what more, since while doing the initiative of the First Lady under Renewed Hope Initiative, which is Flow with Confidence, the sanitary condition of our girls, menstrual hygiene, I feel that the girls here have a right to this product too.
The Executive Secretary of the Benue State Rehabilitation Board, Mbakindave Alexander, commended the state government and development partners for their continued support to the center. He stressed that every child deserves love, encouragement, quality education, and the opportunity to achieve their full potential.
The visit is very, very important to us. We appreciate them so much because if people, philanthropists are coming to assist our children of this way, we'll be able to go a long way in helping us improve their conditions as they are in the training center here.
Some of the beneficiaries expressed gratitude for the visit and items distributed, describing the gesture as a strong reminder that they are valued, supported, and capable of achieving greatness.
I am so grateful of this visit that you came to us, and this was what you gave us is very important to us, and it helped us so much, and we thank you, and let the letter go to the government. Thank you.
As Nigeria celebrates her children, stakeholders say true progress will be measured not by promises but by deliberate actions that ensure no child is left behind. In Api, Felicity Ndere reporting for Global Television News.
President Bola Tinubu has assured abductors, children, and teachers in Oyo and Borno State that they have not been forgotten, pledging that his administration will intensify effort to secure their safe return from captivity. The president gave the assurance in a personally signed statement dated to commemorate Children's Day amid growing concern over recent attack on schools in parts of the country. Tinubu acknowledged the anguish of affected families, especially as the celebration coincided with the Eid Kabir festivities. The Federal High Court has directed the registries across its division operates on weekends and public holidays for the filing of pre-election matters ahead of the 2027 general election. The notice was contained in a statement signed by the Chief Registrar of the Court, Yahaya Shafa. The statement noted that the decision was taken in view of the constitutional and statutory timelines for the filing and determination of pre-election cases. A former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has emerged as the presidential candidate of the African Democratic Congress, that is ADC, for the 2027 general election, defeating former Minister of Transportation Rotimi Amechi and businessman Mohammed Hayatuddin. Political correspondent Ubong Usoro reports.
Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar secured the presidential ticket of the African Democratic Congress following the party's nationwide direct primary election. The primary election, conducted across the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory, attracted significant attention as the ADC positioned itself as a major opposition platform ahead of the 2027 general elections. In his acceptance speech, Atiku expressed appreciation to party members and delegates for the confidence reposed in him, pledging to provide purposeful leadership and unite Nigerians across political, ethnic, and religious lines.
Democracy is alive and well in the African Democratic Congress. In our party, members are allowed to express their views, to have ambitions, and to contest for elective positions in a free, fair, and transparent process.
Atiku also called on his co-contestants and party supporters to close ranks and work together to strengthen the party ahead of the 2027 elections.
Our great party is a coalition built through hard work, immense sacrifices, and compromises, guided by our determination to rescue our country's democracy, which is facing its greatest threat since the return of democracy in 1999. As I speak, virtually all opposition political parties in the country are being thrown into different forms of leadership crisis.
However, former Minister of Transportation Rotimi Amechi has rejected the outcome of the primary election, and businessman Mohammed Hayatuddin did not attend the final collation of results in Abuja. Ubong Usoro, Global TV News.
In the meantime, the Nigerian Democratic Congress has clarified that its president, National Assembly, Governorship, and State Assembly primaries will still hold nationwide on May 29 despite adjustment caused by the Eid el-Kabir holidays. The party stated that the decision became necessary due to transportation and logistical disruptions triggered by the festive period, including flight unavailability, which left many aspirants and members of the screening committee stranded in Abuja after the screening exercise. A statement issued in Abuja by the party's national chairman, Senator Moses Cleopas, says the NDC explained that May 28 would not be devoted to arrivals, documentation with Independent National Electoral Commission and security agencies, consultative meetings, and other preparatory activities ahead of the primaries. The Center for Public Accountability has described the Tertiary Education Trust Fund as a critical lifeline sustaining Nigeria's struggling higher educational sector, warning that many public tertiary institutions would have faced deeper infrastructural decay and academic setback without the agency's intervention. Speaking during a virtual press conference, the executive director of CPA, Olufemi Lawson, stated that the findings from the organization's independent assessment show that TED Fund has remained indispensable to the survival and development of universities, polytechnics, and colleges of education across the country. Lawson said the civil society organization undertook months of investigative and monitoring activities across Nigeria to evaluate TED Fund's project, transparency, institutional performance, and service delivery under the leadership of the fund's executive secretary, Sonny Echonu. Global average temperatures are likely to continue at or near record level this year and for the next 4 years afterwards, the United Nations warned on Thursday. The 11 hottest individual years ever recorded all happened from 2015 onwards, and the UN's Weather and Climate Agency said the trend was set to continue with a new hottest ever year likely before 2031. The World Meteorological Organization said there is a 75% chance that the 2026-2035 year mean temperature will surpass the key threshold of 1.5 degrees Celsius above the 1850 to 1900 pre-industrial average. You're watching the live broadcast of News Cycle. News Cycle continues after this weather forecast, plus business, foreign, and sports stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us.
Hello and welcome. The atmosphere has lost much of its energy after the active weather system that exited the country early Thursday morning. But for Friday, rain chances are still likely across some parts of the country, as morning thunderstorms are expected in parts of Adamawa, Taraba, Kaduna, the Federal Capital Territory, Nasarawa, the coastal states, as well as parts of the southwestern region. The atmosphere will begin to warm up later during the day, and this will lead to cloud buildup. So thunderstorms are expected in the afternoon and evening hours to parts of the southern region, the north central, parts of Gombe, Bauchi, Kaduna, Adamawa, Taraba, and Kebbi states. This rains will reduce temperatures in some parts of the country, so stay with us for temperature forecast across some selected cities. I am Theodora Itzum. Thank you for watching.
Welcome back from that break. Now let's take you to the world of business, where Nigerians' oil revenue performance fell significantly below budget expectation in the third quarter of 2025, demonstrating the country's continued fiscal vulnerability despite modest improvement in actual oil receipt. The latest fiscal performance report released by the Budget Office of the Federations indicates that gross oil revenue stood at 4.87 trillion naira during the quarter, representing a shortfall of 7.88 trillion or 61.8% below the quarterly budget projection. The figure fell significantly short of the procurated quarterly gross oil revenue targeted at 12.76 trillion naira contained in the 2025 budget framework. The federal government has moved to address the long-standing aircraft acquisition challenges facing Nigerian airlines with plan to partner the African Development Bank on a new national aircraft leasing initiative. Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development Festus Keyamo unveiled the Nigerian Aircraft Leasing Company during a stakeholders meeting in Abuja, where he described the initiative as major breakthrough for indigenous carriers struggling with access to aircraft and financing. In a statement through which the development was made known, Keyamo said the federal government remained committed to supporting local airlines through practical reforms rather than political promises. And on to the foreign scene. On a sad note, 16 students have been killed in a fire at a boarding school in Gilka, about 120 kilometers northwest of the Kenyan capital, Nairobi. Authorities have confirmed that dozens of other students were injured and taken to the hospital, with 71 later discharged and 7 admitted for further treatment. Education Minister Julius Ogamba said while visiting the scene of the blaze, said the cause of the fire had not yet been established and investigations were ongoing. And on to the world of sport, Nigeria's para-powerlifting team has returned home to a heroic reception after an impressive outing at the 2026 African Open Para-Powerlifting Championship in Algeria, where Team Nigeria secured 49 medals to finish second overall on the continent. The athletes were welcomed in Abuja by sports stakeholders and enthusiast Kingsley Awodi, who rewarded medal winners with cash incentives while charging the team to sustain the momentum ahead of the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow. Sports correspondent Aniete Patrick reports.
Fresh from a dominant campaign in Ora, Algeria, Nigeria's powerlifting team arrived in Abuja with heads held high and medals proudly displayed after a remarkable performance at the 2026 African Open Para-Powerlifting Championship. For 4 days, Nigeria's lifters battled Africa's best and finished with an outstanding haul of 32 golds, 12 silver and 5 bronze medals, ending the competition second overall behind Egypt. The team's arrival was greeted with celebration and praise led by sports enthusiasts and stakeholder Kingsley Awodi, whose support for Nigerian sports has continued to grow over the years. Awodi, who recently sponsored the Kingsley Awodi Para-Powerlifting Championship in Abuja ahead of the Algeria trip, described the athletes' achievements as a reflection of Nigeria's resilience and fighting spirit.
Yeah, I think the sports is not only meant for government. I think it shows that if the private sector can come and support them, I think they will do better. And I hope with this that they've done and with this short period of preparation and we've seen the way they perform, I believe other private sector will.
To further motivate the athletes ahead of future international engagements, Awodi announced cash rewards of 1.5 million naira for every gold medalist, 1 million naira for silver medalists, and 500,000 naira for bronze medal winners. The focus now shifts to preparations for the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, with reigning world champion and team captain Folashade Oluwafemi expressing confidence in the team's readiness.
You need to be able to deliver. Yes, like this common tournament we just came back from is qualifying for the Paralympic game, because without this very one, there's no way we are qualified. And out of it, we are still preparing for the Commonwealth game, which I believe with your support and prayers and by the grace of God, we are coming back with a good medal there.
Technical Director Roel Ishaku says the team will immediately return to camp to correct identified lapses and improve performances before Glasgow.
Actually, Nigerian para-powerlifting are giving us, making us proud. We have confidence in them. Anytime, they are like soldiers. Anytime you call them, they are ready. And that is what is giving us confidence. And with the performance that was showcased there, even with some kind of challenges we face from the other countries or from the officials.
With renewed confidence, financial support and continental success already secured, Nigeria's powerlifters are now setting their sights on another strong outing on the global stage. Aniete Patrick, Global TV News.
And that's it on News Cycle. Here's a quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen using @GlobalTVNG. I am Ramsey Enoch Agbo. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.